Scorpio, and welcome to your monthly tarot advice video for the month of May. Switching things up here, we're going to start with some oracle. This is the Oracle of the Fairies, and I've been having so much fun using this in the private readings that I offer. As always, those are linked down below. Let's jump right on in and see what you need to know about the month ahead. But as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, these are collective readings, and if you're, like I said, wanting something personalized, those are always linked down below. Let's see, what does Scorpio need to know, please, Spirit? We have music. This is interesting. I've seen this card in the deck, but I've not pulled it for anyone yet. So, oh my gosh, look at the art. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. I love this. I don't know about you, Scorpio, but I have a playlist, and it's almost like a manifestation playlist for me, where all the songs in it, the lyrics I love to sing and say out loud because they are affirmations, and it's affirming, you know, the things the lyrics say. So that might be a calling for you, that you need to be listening to some music that maybe aligns with your manifestations, aligns with the energy that you're trying to bring in. Let's tap into the tarot now. Let's see, what does Scorpio need to know for the month ahead? What does Scorpio need to know for May? Thank you, Spirit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have a lot going on here. A heavy energy with all these major arcana cards coming out. So we have the Devil, the Empress, and we also have the Five of Wands. I feel like the first instinct with this is that you're kind of comparing your journey to other people's. I feel like, especially now with social media, where everything's online, you can be totally plugged into what everybody else is doing, what everybody your age is doing, what everybody in your career is doing, and it can almost feel like you're not aligned with them, you're not growing on the right timeline. But the thing is, the versions that we see of people, not even just online, but the versions that people show of themselves to us, is really the polished version that they want us to see. The put together version. That people don't want to show the struggles that they have and the bad habits. You know, people will post their 10-step skincare routine online and forget to mention that sometimes they just don't feel like doing that, and washing your face once is enough, you know. I think the energy for this month is understanding that not everything is pretty and polished, and not everything works out. There are back steps and backslides, there are mess ups and mishaps, and it's generally just a part of everybody's life, even if you're not seeing it. Because I also am feeling this energy of, I feel like someone out there is sitting and saying, well, everybody else has it all figured out, it's so much easier for everybody else, and that's not true. It just seems that way. See what challenges you're facing for the month ahead. What are the challenges that Scorpio is facing for this month ahead, please, Spirit? One more card, please. Thank you. So we have the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. I'm getting this energy of, you feel like you're running out of time. I know a lot of people, especially people my age, tend to say, like, I'm running out of time. I'm not doing enough. I'm not, you know, where I should be. And it's like, you're still young. I hear so many people calling themselves like old and talking like they're running out of time, and it's like, there is no such thing as old. Aging is a privilege, and again, operating on your own timeline is very important. Right now, I feel like the challenge for you is you want to be doing more. You want to be doing more, saying yes to more things, putting more things on your schedule, but really, that's very tiring for you. The Hierophant could be here because there could be some studying, some learning, maybe even some mentoring going on, and that being quite challenging. I feel this energy of someone saying, like, I learned my lessons, so why do I have to teach them now? So maybe you think that something here is not your responsibility to teach someone. You think maybe they deserve to learn the hard way like you did. Or you just don't have the time and the energy to be gentle with this person, with this energy. Let's see what's coming through for your work, what's coming through for career and purpose for Scorpios in the month of May, please, Spirit. We have 2 cards flipped in there. Oh, goodness. This 2 of Cups, I like. The 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. I don't know if I'm seeing a new project beginning here with a partnership. With the 2 of Cups, it usually refers to almost a soulmate connection. Again, this can be a platonic, familial, or even just a soulmate connection to your own work. I do see it as more of a partnership here. That's the energy, how it feels. I feel like you need to be leaning on them during these difficult times. I think the reason the 5 of Pentacles is coming out, 555 on the timer as well, we need to, you're wanting change in your career or your work, or in finding your purpose. You want change, but you can't do it by yourself, is this energy that's coming through. You need to ask for help, accept help. With the 7 of Swords, I think we're very wary of this because of past hurt. Maybe people have effed you over in the past. Maybe backstabbing, lying, scheming, sneaking around. This also could just be your own feelings of self-sabotage. And it could be that you're self-sabotaging yourself by not asking for help from this party, this soulmate connection here. Again, it feels like they want to help, they may even be offering it. And you'll have a lot of fast movement and fast progress when you kind of let those walls down and accept help. So again, this could be a new project, or just even asking for a second opinion. It's going to help give you some clarity here. Let's see what we have coming out in regards to connection. See if we can pick up more on this soulmate connection. What is coming through in Scorpio's connections this month of May, please? What is coming through in Scorpio's connections? Can we get one more card, please, Spirit? Oh, I just threw the whole deck. So we have the World, the Page of Swords, and the King of Cups came out reversed. This definitely feels like, with the World, it's usually an ending and a new beginning, but in this energy, in your energy, it feels more like a shift of some kind. It's not completely an ending. There's not really like this need for closure and for moving away and a fresh start. It almost feels like a shift. And again, I do think it is aligning with this needing to ask for help, because what I'm feeling is almost that you need to be open and honest and be like, I don't know an answer. I don't have it figured out. I need to maybe think about it. I need to discuss it. I need to, whatever this is, it feels, again, it feels tied to emotions, and it's also tied to maybe your general purpose, what you feel your purpose is in life. I feel like when there's a lot on your plate, you want to isolate. And it's causing, it's so weird. I feel like there's 2 sides of a coin here. So this could be a very specific Scorpio energy, or this could be 2 different collective of Scorpios that I'm picking up on. But it feels like you've been so hurt in the past by asking for help and being seen as weak and being hurt, that to learn your lessons per se, you almost isolate. You don't share your burdens or your problems. You don't even ask for help. And it's as simple as like, you have 2 things scheduled for the same time and you can't make it work, and you don't ask for help with like, could you go pick this up for me, or could you do this? You don't, but you would do it for other people as well. I feel like that's also why we're very overburdened here, is because this is stuff that you do for other people, but your emotional world is so closed off. I think another thing that I'm picking up on is you don't really know what to say. For you, it's hard to find the words. So maybe, again, listening to music, maybe you'll find some lyrics that you can send to someone and be like, this is how I feel. I can't say it, but it kind of feels like this. Let's tap into your advice finally. Advice for Scorpio, please. What is the best way for them to deal with the month ahead? Advice for Scorpio, please. One more card. Thank you, Spirit. So we have the Four of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Wands. I think this is the thing. You are so confident in helping others, putting yourself out there in that way. But when it comes to maybe you being the one that needs to ask for help, you being the one that needs to learn or change or shift things around, that confidence falters. You're begging for change, you're begging for new opportunities, and the universe is trying to offer that to you, but there's not space for it. There's too much on your plate. You have the Two of Pentacles over here, so you're juggling a lot of responsibilities. That's coming through as a challenge. In your advice, you have the Ace of Pentacles, so there is some kind of shifting that needs to happen. Again, this was the World here. It's not to say that you need to completely end something here. You have to fully give up this hobby or this responsibility or this connection. You don't have to fully give it up, but you just need to almost put it on pause right now so that you can almost prioritize rest, prioritize yourself, and healing is an energy here. We're gonna go ahead and take our second deck and start clarifying these lovely cards. Let's start with the Devil. Can we clarify the Devil for Scorpio? Why is this their current energy for the month, please, Spirit? Why is the Devil a current energy for Scorpios in the month of May, please, Spirit? Ooh. We got the Empress and we got the Moon. I don't know why I just heard like you think you can't have your cake and eat it too. But you feel like you're kidding yourself. I don't know why I'm picturing like this very this is the best way to say it, and as a woo-woo girly myself, I mean it in love and light, but you almost picture this like woo-woo energy of like meditating and yoga and journaling and clean eating and all of these things. You picture like, I wish I could have that, but then you think, but I have all these bad habits and I could never be that and I could never do that. And I think you're trying to make these two realities exist in one. You want to be both of these people at once, and you know to an extent that it's not possible, but it's really about bringing parts of both of these realities, both of these selves, into one. It doesn't have to be fully one thing or the other, because again, when you see a full moon in the sky, yes, you see the bright side, the light, but there's also the dark side that you don't see. They both exist at the same time. They both exist together, even if you're only seeing one side of it. Let's clarify the Empress. Why is this the current energy or the theme for Scorpios in this month, May, please, Spirit? Why is the Empress a theme for Scorpios this month? We have the Eight of Pentacles. We also have the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so I don't know if this is external pressures to have to fit into a certain box here that you're feeling. I'm almost picking up on this energy of, what if it's all for nothing? I feel like you're putting time and energy into nurturing something here. This could be a habit, a hobby, a connection, a lifestyle, a project, whatever this is. You're putting time and energy into nurturing it and growing it. Even every day as you're putting in time and energy, you know, tending to this plant, whatever it is, you're still doubting it. You're seeing it grow day by day. You know, it started as a little seed and then it started to sprout and now it's getting bigger and bigger. But because you're seeing this project day in and day out, every day, you don't notice that the leaves are bigger, the leaves are brighter, it's stretching up taller. You don't notice the tiny little the tiny little changes that come from you putting in your energy. Again, you're still putting in the time and the energy, but you're not, it feels like you're not aware. You're almost second guessing and doubting yourself here. Let's clarify this Five of Wands. Why is this a energy? We have the Ace of Pentacles. So you do need to kind of lessen up what's on your plate. doing more to compete with other people is not the vibe. I'm sensing burnout and tiredness and maybe even headaches from that energy. Let's clarify the Hierophant. Why is this a challenge for Scorpios this month, please, Spirit? Why is the Hierophant challenge the Hermit? When we're learning and when we're changing and when we're growing, we might want to isolate. That's not always the best for us. So taking some time to balance out your schedule is an energy here. If people are coming to you and asking like, hey, do you want to go out? Do you want to do this? Maybe if you usually say no, maybe say yes. Change it up. Put yourself out there. Again, studying is always going to be there, and taking a break's not going to kill you. See why the Knight of Swords is a challenge for Scorpios. So again, I feel like it is about putting yourself out there with the Four of Cups coming out. Again, past, what's the saying? You have to heal your old wounds or you'll bleed on people that didn't cut you. Again, if you've had bad experiences, putting yourself out there. Again, evaluate, the real harm, but I feel like isolation is not always the answer. It's okay to feel uncomfortable when you put yourself out there, because that's the whole point. Getting outside of the comfort zone is supposed to be uncomfortable. The Two of Pentacles. Let's clarify this Two of Pentacles as a challenge. For Scorpios, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords. Again, you want to gain clarity. You want things to change. You want to be able to handle things better and things to run smoothly. But there's so much responsibility going on that you don't have that breathing room. You don't have space. You need to kind of reevaluate your responsibilities, I was going to say burdens, so I don't know if maybe they do feel like burdens to you, Scorpio. Let's clarify this Two of Cups. We also got the Ace of Cups. So this soulmate connection could be maybe a co-worker that you end up meeting. Again, you gotta be letting your guard down. Maybe this comes from you asking for help and being in a student spot in your career. Maybe you do have to, be taught something by someone that knows it a bit better than you. But again, that can open up a connection. It can open up communication. I am feeling this nervousness energy, and I do feel like it is, again, due to old past wounds that maybe have not been fully healed. So taking the time to do that this month is really gonna benefit you here, Scorpio. Let's clarify this Five of Pentacles for Scorpios. Why is this coming through in work and career? We have the Magician. I just heard like manifestation will only get you so far. You have to ask for help, put yourself out there, and help the universe help you. I always say this when people talk about manifestations, is like, it's all well and good sitting there and manifesting £1 million, but to actually make the money, you have to work with the universe. What are you actually doing to maybe up your income? Put yourself in the line of these opportunities, because if you're not in the right lane, you're going to miss your exit. You're going to miss the opportunity. You have to be in the right place, and to be in the right place, you have to be moving towards the future that you want. The Seven of Swords. We have the Emperor. I want to say, if you have like a boss or somebody that works above you that feels quite harsh and maybe like they are trying to sabotage you and that they are out to get you, I would say be wary of this, but also if you can, talk to people above you about it, get it straightened out. If people are abusing their power, obviously getting help if people are abusing their power is not a bad thing. So that is just something to be wary of in career here. And also this, if you are in a position of power, making sure that you're not using your own power to self-sabotage yourself. We have the World in your connections. Let's clarify the World for Scorpios, please, Spirit. Clarify this World. Three of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. I do really feel like you're overthinking I want to say it's like the asking for help thing again, collaborating, talking to people, getting other people's opinions. I feel like you very much overthink it. Very much seeing like an all or nothing mentality. It's quite black or white, very rigid thinking. I feel like we can kind of cool that a little bit this month. Scorpio, I feel like you're trying to great benefit in that. Let's clarify the Page of Swords, please. Spirit, clarify the Page of Swords for Scorpio. Clarify, thank you. The Lovers. I'm feeling a lot of heavy feelings of doubt. You doubt your own decisions, you doubt your own choices. I feel like I don't know why, I feel like there's some Scorpios out there that don't believe that they've ever made a successful decision. I hate to tell you that that is not true. There are choices and decisions that you've made that have been successful. And again, there is this fear of putting yourself out there. I don't know if it's maybe because you've been told that you're too reactive, you're too emotional, and now you're kind of shrinking yourself to fit in. Let's clarify this King of Cups reverse, please, Spirit. I'm seeing almost this energy of like, you think of things to say and then you never say them. And then you overthink. Just say the thing. Just say the thing. Not everybody's gonna understand your humor. Not everybody's gonna, and that's the thing. If everybody was friends and everybody got along, the world would be a very, very different place. Okay, we need to have this friction. We need to have people that disagree with us, so that we can be understanding, so that we don't all think the same and that we don't all feel the same. So again, just I think biting your tongue has only gotten you so far. I see this energy of needing to like embrace. I feel like the music makes you embrace yourself in a certain way. There's certain songs that you listen to. Maybe I don't know why I'm envisioning you like listening to a specific playlist and like hyping yourself up in the mirror before you go out somewhere. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. And I feel like that's very much working for you. Having plans to push yourself out there. Having plans to, when you're not feeling the most confident or the most glamorous, what can you do, you know? So your advice was the Four of Swords. Let's clarify. Why is the Four of Swords advice for Scorpios this month? The Nine of Cups. Fulfillment, self-fulfillment comes from slowing down. Okay, you might believe that you need to do more, have more hobbies, have, be working out more, be working more side hustles, do more. But self-fulfillment, wish fulfillment, attainment of your goals actually comes from slowing down, doing less. I feel like you're very much feeling it right now, Scorpio. There was recently a Scorpio full moon juxtaposition with a Taurus sun. They were right opposite each other, and that caused a lot of friction in the energies of wanting to slow down, wanting comfort and luxury, and also needing to do more, be putting yourself in uncomfortable positions, I think another thing is like, you know that you need to be uncomfortable to have growth, so you're constantly like pushing yourself in the gym or pushing yourself at work, pushing yourself mentally, constantly making yourself be uncomfortable in order to try and get opportunities, but you're not getting the opportunities that you want because you're not slowing down, you're not relaxing, you're not doing less. Less is more. Let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Why is this advice for lovely Scorpios? The Hierophant. Yeah, and the Two of Pentacles. Do less. You're doing too much right now. In order to get the opportunities that you want, you don't have to be following the traditional path that everybody else is doing. If the self-help book is that everybody is reading is saying to work more, and it's not working for you, work less. If it's saying to run a marathon and marathons aren't working for you, cut it out. What we're taught and what we learn is not always a one-size-fits-all, so we do have to remember that. And finally, can we clarify this beautiful Queen of Wands energy? Clarify this Queen of Wands energy for my Scorpios. Why is this advice? it is a long path, and again, it's not going to be built overnight. You're not going to feel successful overnight. You're not going to feel stable and secure overnight, but we're building up to it slowly but surely. And I'm feeling that fake it till you make it confidence energy. This is a beautiful reading coming in for you, Scorpio. It's all about slowing down, doing a little bit less, okay? Hanging out with friends, relaxing. Sometimes we need to be in the comfort zone. We need to slow down and have some chill time. And I hope that you can achieve that this month. That is all I have for your reading. If you'd like to dive into anything deeper and like to book a private reading with me, those are links down below as always. If you've watched this far, I truly appreciate you. Like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. I completely just did my outro out of order. But it is what it is. Thank you for being here, Scorpio.